Hello, everyone. My name is Anne Marie Vasquez, and welcome to Licenses and Permits Committee. Today is March 5th, 2025, and the time is, well, it's 6:30?
Yeah, 6:35.
6:35. Would you like to, roll call?
No, say your guidelines first.
Thank you. The ground rules are: 1, no one may speak until granted the floor. 2, CV 11 members. If you have a question about board business or wish to make a motion, please raise your hand and wait to be recognized. To raise your hand through Zoom, click the participants icon and you will find the raise hand function there. Members should not engage in a back and forth discussion. The chair will recognize the next person to speak. Please keep your questions and comments brief and on topic of discussion. 3, members of the public, if you have a question or comment about the subjects on the agenda, please raise your hand and wait to be recognized. Roll call, yes.
Again, Greenhouse,
He,
he's not in the room right now, right?
absolutely,
Okay, Carlos Diaz.
Present.
Yeah.
Present.
I got it. Wanda Hopkins,
Present.
Nye Whitaker,
Present.
and Anne Marie Vasquez.
present.
You have a forum.
Okay. All right, so the first street activity.
Adopt your agenda and your minutes first before you go into the.
This is why I needed that, yeah.
No problem, it's okay, just, if you don't have it, no, don't worry, just.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah,
all right, so we're gonna go into the adoption of the agenda. If the board members receive the agenda, is there any? Can you help me, please?
but there's no objection to
Is
the.
there no
agenda,
objection to the agenda?
Mhm. Then the agenda will be adopted.
Then the
If
agenda
there's no
will be
objection.
adopted.
You have a hand raised from Nye.
Yes, ma'am.
It's related to the minutes.
It's related to the
Oh,
minutes.
okay, so then the agenda has been adopted. Adoption of the committee minutes, chairs, okay, I'm sorry, I have this. Board members. If you have read the minutes from the last meeting. Anyone opposes to the adoption of the minutes?
Recognize Nye, she has her hand up.
9,
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just sent an email. I was actually on the February meeting and I took pictures of all the slides while I was on. There seemed to be an issue with my communicating. So if I could, like to humbly request that the minutes would be adjusted to reflect. Marlene, I sent an email with some pictures of the slides and stuff as proof that I was attended.
No problem, yep, okay.
Thank you.
More objections?
any more objections? Okay, so the minutes have been adopted. Okay, so now we're gonna go into any announcements, informational updates. Okay, moving along to street activity permits, we have here a breath of fresh air. Number 834851 is a street event, April 26, 2025. Set up 8 AM, breakdown 7:30 PM, located on East 106th Street between 3rd Avenue and Park Avenue. It is a full street closure. The applicant is Mariel de la Cruz and the sponsors Energy Vision. They are exempted because they are working with the elected officials and New York City municipal agencies applying for street event permits. Will be exempt from the requirements submitting supporting documents. So this permit has been approved.
I don't know. Usually, Molly makes a package, but
I didn't get a chance to do that.
yeah, I know. Well,
Go ahead.
All right, second permit, Chico de Mayo Fiesta, number 8260.
No, go ahead, you have to go into a vote.
Even though it's exempt.
Yeah, it's not exempt from a vote, yeah.
Okay, so
I'll vote.
let's do this motion. Any second motion?
I'll second it.
What? Approve or deny, what do you motion?
Approve it. The motion to approve.
Okay.
Judith has,
And who is that? Carlos?
Carlos.
Yes.
Okay.
Carlos second to approve.
Yeah.
Any opposed? No. Anyone present not voting? Any abstention? So motion carries. Okay, on to the second one. Cinco de Mayo Fiesta, number 82603A, Single Black Festival, May 4th, 2025. Set up at 7 AM, break down 6 PM. Location is 116th Street between Third and Second Avenue, is a full street closure. Applicant is Alex Garcia, the sponsor is Mexican Folkloric Dance Society of New York. Are they here?
Yeah.
Hello, Alex.
Hi.
Would you like to share, what the event is about?
They've done this.
Yeah, it was kind of weird, but it's a movie, festival, usually start at 1 PM because of the church, right next door, I mean, the one set up stage. And we just need to do, live music, live, traditional dancing in 6 PM.
Okay, any questions from the board members? Okay.
I make a motion to approve, but I have a concern and if the applicant is there, Madam Chair, can I request, talk a little bit about one of the issues that we have on those events, and that is the cleaning up while the event is taking place. Usually those garbage cans get filled real fast, pretty kind of quickly, and then they throw the garbage all around it, and before you know it, there's a lot of garbage all over that bin. So, and it happens all the time, and I'm just concerned about that, and I just want to know what the applicant has to say about that.
The garbage you talked about is during the event or after the event?
Well, during the event, because it's an all-day event, usually by 11, 12 o'clock, you have a lot of garbage because a lot of your vendors are putting their garbage into the corner, and then that fills up with a lot of garbage, and before you know it, it's only 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and that bin is like full in each corner. So you have a lot of debris hanging around the garbage cans.
Well, the event was starting into 1:45 in the afternoon, so I'll be very surprised if there's a lot of garbage laying around. Maybe by 4 PM, 5 PM, yes, it's more, realistic, but, we always tried and we have a crew of cleaners, and picking up garbage and bringing out the garbage back to the corner where the Department of Sanitation puts, those garbage bags. And we should-
But the sanitation department comes late in the afternoon, and those garbage cans get real full kind of quickly. And that's a major concern for us because the people are walking across the street, and you have a lot of garbage with that garbage can, and people can't cross the street, and they gotta walk in the middle of the street in order to go through the sidewalks. So that's just a concern, and if you could, address that for us, and maybe have sanitation come a little earlier sometime to pick up the garbage that already is there, then we don't have that much of a problem.
I'll call the supervisor, of the sanitation department. And I will tell them you're concerned and see if they can do something about it. If we can send a truck earlier than 7 PM.
Okay, thank you very much.
And, all documents were also provided for this event. Motion to approve,
I'll approve.
Judith, motion to approve,
Yeah,
I second motion.
okay, good.
Okay, anyone opposed? Present not voting? And abstain? Motion carries. Third event, 2025, Harlem Skyscraper Cycling Classic number 823915. Single Block Festival, June 15, 2025, set up at 6 AM, breakdown at 8 PM. Locations Mount Morris Park West, between West 122nd Street and West 123rd Street. Partial closing of Madison Avenue between 120th and 124th Street. So full street closure. Applicant is Richard Cox, and it's sponsored by Team Unity Incorporated. Richard Cox.
Just sorry before you go, sorry, Richard. Number 4 is also for Richard. I don't know if you want to just read it into the record. It's a
So
suggestion.
let me
And
read
then
it.
you can bundle it when you're ready.
Okay, so then should I read it now and then we can just,
Yep.
okay,
And then
great.
when you're ready, you can.
And number 4, which is 2025 Harlem Skyscraper Cycling Classic number 823917 is a street event, June 15, 2025. Set up at 6 AM, breakdown at 6 PM, location is Mount Morris Park, west between West 124th Street and West 120th Street. Partial closing Madison Avenue between 116th Street and 124th Street. It's a sidewalk and street closure, applicant Richard Cox and the sponsors Team Unity Incorporated. Should we do like that?
Sure, thank you very much. Just wanna
Thank you.
give you something to reference. I know we came through the portal.
Yeah, I've been, I've been.
But just quickly,
You've been doing this for years. and
Right,
it's across
yeah.
From my house.
Right.
So I know.
I thank you for your continued support. The event has been around for 53 years and
It's
we-
usually Father's Day.
and will always be Father's
That's right, I know.
Day. Always be Father's Day.
Been going on for years.
To address probably a little confusion on the permits between 3 and 4 this year. The reason I brought this diagram to show you exactly what our plans were for the 2025 season. The black box actually represents the original course, which is the course that we've actually had for the last 52 years. The red actually outlines what we're looking to do in terms of expansion of the course for the 2025 season. And that's how we filed the permit. So we were looking for this committee here to approve for us to have the expansion of the course actually going down 116th Street and actually going up Madison Avenue from that direction. And of course, if the committee cannot move forward on this at this time, we just want it to be documented so we can actually continue on market research and actually go through with moving forward at a later date or a later year, but allow us to continue with market research.
Okay, so you wanna,
Second, anyone would like to, ask any questions?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Julie. It has to be in record, that's why. Yeah, it has to be in record.
So you say you wanna start on 116th Street,
No, we're gonna have the same start finish as in previous years.
right?
But the race course will be extended down Fifth Avenue to 116th Street.
Oh, down Fifth Avenue.
Right. Fifth Avenue, 116th Street. Make the left back onto Madison and then come back to the original.
Now, what happens on Madison? How, you're gonna close that street?
Well, the same way we're closing Madison now, it's a partial closure. Where the NYPD has still access to what
Yeah,
happens.
but they do that on 120th,
Right,
right? But you can't close from 116 on Madison to 120th, where the cycles go around the park, then come back around. I know, cause I watch it every year. I live across the street. from it.
right,
So basically, what they do is they go around the park, but from. I know what you wanna do, Fifth Avenue up to 116, and then from 116, go to 120th on Madison.
that's correct.
What happens to the traffic on Madison Avenue and the buses?
Well, that's the same way it's been rerouted in the past. It's still on one side of the street because we still have emergency access. The buses still go and emergency vehicles will have access to it.
And the
Ambulance.
cars?
Again.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's on,
So
yeah,
what part of Madison Avenue are you going?
on the street side, the part closest to the park, just like it is now.
Oh, so it'll be
Right, it's
on the
not-
west side.
Exactly,
It'll be on the west side.
exactly.
All
Everything
right.
else on the east side of it will still be left
But
over.
they're
for-
also doing work on the east side, the Con Edison.
That is it, yeah, but we always work around that, yeah.
Yeah, all right, so that was my concern, is
Sure.
because you have the M1 bus
Mm-hmm,
and you have the traffic,
right,
and that's a concern on Madison, because Madison Avenue is the only avenue that goes up where the bridge is.
right.
Yeah, so I would be concerned, but that's, other than that, you answered the question, so it'll be by where the church is.
That's correct.
It'll be on that side where the church
There you
is.
go.
I have a question. In the past, you said that the cyclists go around the park,
Yeah,
Right,
but on the street, around
Right.
this part of the street.
it's on the street. Yeah, they've been doing it every year.
We just
Father's
added
Day.
this part.
that's the
Yeah.
part we're adding. That's the part we're adding. We're coming to the committee for some sort of approval. And if the committee does not approve, we want it to be documented for the committee to allow us to continue our market research. And actually go back to some of the, the churches and businesses and so forth and move forward
The
with it.
thing is, with Fifth Avenue, you have an east and north bike lane. So if they're gonna go Fifth Avenue, at least they have the bike lane to go and then come back around
Yes,
on
correct.
116. I know this like.
Right.
Plus you
So,
close it anyway for the marathon anyway.
Yeah, Fifth Avenue.
Right.
So you're closed for the marathon anyway, yeah. So, all right, so I got it now, because it'll be on the church side.
Okay, I see a hand up.
Yeah, this is Carlos. I have a concern. Do you ever get a support letter from the senior center or the senior building on 116th Street? Because we seem to not really get the community involved when it comes to something like this, where there's a big senior housing development there. And I think we should try to get a letter of support if you're gonna turn on 116th Street between Madison and Fifth. I think it's important that, we give them the courtesy to let them know that that's gonna take place if it does take place.
Yeah, Carlos, you're correct about that. You see, we've spoken to several businesses, several organizations, the churches. And right now, they are a little reluctant to put anything in writing in terms of the extension of the course, only because they want to hear the opinion of CB11 first. So if CB11 gives their opinion first, then I can get some other support documentation, including the permission, like I said before, to continue market research. But you're correct. We've spoken to several businesses and so forth along the route, the churches, but as of right now, for the extension, they're a little reluctant to give anything in terms of documentation until they hear from CB11 first.
I know what you're saying, Carlos, because if they go Fifth, they have to turn on 116th Street, so from Fifth to Madison, what happens there?
Right, that's the north side
Yeah.
and that's where all the businesses that we're trying to,
Exactly,
right.
I know exactly where.
Anne Marie, you have 9 has your hand up.
Yes, nice, go ahead.
So first of all, I just wanted to say, as someone who's lived on 120th and Fifth for many years, huge fan of the event. And I just want to also add that they also run it well. They're very good about communicating with the neighbors and including the neighbors. And we all come out and watch and cheer. And it's a very lovely event for the community. I just wanted to point out that it's a Sunday. It's a Sunday and it's Father's Day. So I think, to the point that's been described, it's not the normal flow of traffic that might be there if it was a weekday or, et cetera. And as long as places like the churches, right? People do go to Father's Day service at Bethel, et cetera, can be partners in this and have been in the past. Then I think, we should consider supporting it. I think that the race has gotten very large over the years as more people have taken on biking, especially kind of post-pandemic. I saw like a very big expansion in the event, and we should, as much as possible, try to support events like this in the community, especially that are supporting, this event on Father's Day. And many families come and support the men who come in cycle, and it's actually a beautiful, beautiful day in the community. So just wanted to add that as someone who lives, has lived on that block for many years. I've moved since, but it was always an amazing event that is very, very well run. And so whatever we can do to consider how we can support it and its growth
Yes, no, I thank you for that.
would
I
be
live
much
right-
appreciated.
I live right across the street.
I think that, it's a great program. It's trying to expand. I'm just concerned about the tenants, the church and the senior center.
Which church, Bethel?
Yeah, right on Fifth Avenue next to the restaurant. And then you're gonna go around the block, which will have that big senior program, a big housing program. I think it's called Bonifacio Houses.
We're talking the opposite of the church on one
Yes,
sixteen.
yes, I know what it's
116.
talking. But as far as Nye, I live right across the street from there, so I know it's been going on for years.
No,
I know,
think
Judith,
it's a
I've been
great
to your
program.
house,
We
you've
just
been to
wanna need
mine.
Community support.
How many what?
Or we'd like to get some community support, especially on a Father's Day, because they do celebrate Father's Day in that senior program there. So I just want to make sure that, we're in contact with them.
I can't see the route thing, so if you could just clarify, are they going between Fifth and Madison or Fifth and Lenox for that route that you're?
Fifth and Madison.
Madison.
Just want to double check.
Yes, and I live right across the street from there.
Okay.
So, I mean, I've seen it for years.
I made a motion to support the program.
Yeah, I second it.
Okay, Carlo, motions for approval?
Henry, I'm sorry, you have to allow your committee to let you call for the motion first, okay? So just be mindful of that. You have to call for it first and see if there's a motion on the floor, okay? All right, so
Okay.
move on. Carlos made it,
Mm-hmm.
so you're bundling both 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Right, Carlos, you're making the motion for 3 and 4.
Yeah,
That is correct.
and I, second it. All opposed? Present not voting? Abstain?
Hello,
Yes,
Hello? David Walker speaking. I'm just, hello. Just, Richard, do we have enough sanitation and permits to cover that area despite getting the community support?
This is the founder's son.
Oh.
This is
okay.
Detective David Walker's son, David
Okay.
Jr. Yes, everything has been filed, David. We're all set.
Great, proceed.
so the motion carries,
Go
then.
to January.
Right.
The motion carries.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, you. Good night. All right, 5, Mount Sinai, Green Market Wednesday, number 818264, Farmers Market, Wednesday, June 18, 2025. Setup is at 6 AM, breakdown November 26, 2025, 6 PM. Location, Madison Avenue between East 98th Street and East 99th Street.
Yes.
Sidewalk and curb enclosure, applicant is Kathy Chambers, sponsor Council on the Environment, Inc., doing business as Rural New York City. All documents were provided. Okay, and, motion to approve or deny.
You wanna see if Kathy's here and speak to us?
Is Kathy here?
Hello, I'm here. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Yes,
Good evening, everybody. Yes, I'm here. It's the same as it's been for, I think, going on 20 years now. We're outside of the Mount Sinai President's Building on the east side of Madison between 99th and 98th Street. And it's the same setup we've done every year.
Anyone has questions? They submit all the documents. Motion to be approved or denied.
I motion to approve.
Judith, motion to approve, and I see a hand up there.
Wanda,
And,
Second
Are you
that
approved?
emotion,
second?
second.
Okay, so Wanda seconds the motion and opposed? Present not voting, abstain, okay, motion carries.
Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Okay, any old business? Any new business? The roll call.
Madame Graham,
Absent.
Carlos Diaz,
Present.
Judith Navarro,
President.
Wanda Hopkins,
Present,
Maya Whitaker.
Present.
Present. Meeting has been adjourned at what time?
6:59.
6:59. Thank you, guys. Good night.
good night.
Good night. I hope. Yeah.